Hi, welcome to the Resources Roadhouse. I'm Wally Graham and I'm with Scott Williamson, Managing Director of Blackstone Minerals, who put a firecracker in amongst the pigeons on day one of the conference here. Scott, you fronted the crowd and you made a big announcement. The company's, you're in the process of making a major acquisition. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, thanks, Wally. Yeah, it is a major acquisition. And it was very exciting to I suppose, bring it to market over the last couple of days at the conference. So we're moving into an asset in Vietnam, and it's a nickel sulfide asset. So we're still focused on battery metals, but this one's a lot more advanced. So there's an existing concentrator, an existing mine under care and maintenance. And the previous owners really didn't do enough exploration, and they started with a 5-year mine life and they mined it in 3.5, and they didn't explore in front of themselves. So we're going to get in there with some drill rigs, really understand what they've left behind, and then we've got a concentrator and a camp and all the infrastructure required, and that's been kept in good condition, so we can turn it on fairly quickly. But we want to really understand what's there first.
Okay, so what's the name of the project?
It's the Tarkwa project in Vietnam, and the main mine was the Ban Phuc mine, and it's a nickel sulfide mine. It's a modern underground mine. So this has been built as if it was in Australia. It's actually been built by Australians and owned by a TSX listed company, but mainly Australians that were operating it. So it's built as if it was in Australia, and unfortunately it just wasn't explored properly.
And so touching on the exploration potential, there is a serious number of regional targets for you to go out now and have a look at. Is it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Around the 25 mark, is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, there's 25 massive sulfide veins mapped and trenched, and not many drill holes into any of those. There's two different types of targets. There's the massive sulfide vein as well as the larger disseminated bodies. There's about 4 disseminated bodies as well as the Ban Phuc disseminated, which is nearby the Ban Phuc massive sulfide. So 2 types of targets and 2 different types of mineralisation. So we'll look at both, but we're really interested in this disseminated stuff because that's got the tons and we think it's also got the grade as well to be mineable. So and particularly in today's nickel price environment. So the previous owners had a real tough time with the nickel price, and they closed it at some of the lowest nickel prices we've seen in 10 years. So we think with the nickel price going the way it is, it's really time to have a look at this disseminated.
Yeah, and so as a company, you've got the cobalt project in British Columbia, of course. You've also got the gold project back in WA. As a company, what does this acquisition really mean to you?
Yeah. Well, I think the key thing is that it moves us towards a development-ready type asset. So the other assets are more exploration focused, and so the Canada cobalt, we really want to explore that. The market really turned on cobalt. We want to drill that over the coming months, but it's all about accessing capital, and the market at the moment is all about more brownfields and more advanced assets. So that's why we've been able to pick up this asset very cheaply and raise some money very easily. Yeah. Well,
you can. We are in Sydney for the RIU conference here, and you can almost hear the broker screens pinging the radar, going, "Well, what's this? What's this? What's this?" And so it generated a bit of interest.
Definitely, yeah. So the overwhelming demand for the raise, we're hearing from brokers we've never heard of. It's great, and it's all about the theme. I think this nickel sulfide theme for batteries is real, and it's fairly obvious that sulfides are very difficult to find, and nickel sulfides is where the market really wants to be. So we've hit that theme. We've hit an advanced asset that can be turned on very quickly. It's got all the sort of the right things for something that could be institutional grade at some time over the coming months and years.
Oh, great. Well, obviously there's going to be a fair whack of news come out. We'll be keeping an eye out for that. We'll be bringing it to you at the Resources Roadhouse. Scott Williamson, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Wally.